Welcome back to FM Storey. In the last episode, we began season 14 and there's a massive overhaul of the squad. We sold £484 million worth of players and signed £250 odd million worth of players to replace them. We started the season really well. Top of the table, 8 wins from 8. We've made it into the quarter-final of the Scottish League Cup, and we've got 1 win and 1 loss in the opening 2 games of the Champions League phase. The loss was a pretty even game against Real Madrid, where they just took more chances than we did. To begin the episode, we've got a league game away at Celtic, who are currently sat in 4th position in the league. They are currently 9 points behind us as well. So we've already, after 8 games, opened up a 9-point advantage over them. And just to add a bit of spice to the mix, in the press conferences before the game, Wayne Rooney's decided that I'm overrated, despite the fact that he's won 1 trophy in, I think, 4 seasons at Celtic, and we've won 5 successive league titles and 5 successive Scottish Cups, as well as at least 2 League Cups in that 5-year period. So hopefully we can put on a bit of a performance, and his job is becoming shakier. It was secure all of last season, it's now just stable, and a big victory for us would hopefully put some pressure on him. But without further ado, let's get straight into that game. So this is the side we've picked to go into the game against Celtic. It's pretty much our strongest lineup. The only potential doubt in that would be whether Alan Kerr would be starting wide left, but Kerr and Thaler are just both coming back from injury. We're almost at a stage where we've got everyone available again. Obviously, as with every game against Celtic, we need to keep Home and Domina quiet. If we can do that, it'll go a long way towards us picking up 3 points here. Right, so we're both going in with a very, very similar formations here. Very little seems to have happened in the opening 10 minutes. We've had plenty of possession without creating any highlights. They've lost Santiago Lopez off the left wing, which is a big miss for them. But they've got a corner, a Witherspoon to take it from the left. Pulls it to the edge of the area. It comes back to Witherspoon. He goes past his man into the box. Tries to work the shooting opportunity. Riccioli turns it behind for another corner, this time from the left. Looks like it's going to be another in-swinger. Rackler gets his head to it. Domina onto Buonanotte, but that's over the top. It's been a distinct lack of highlights in this game. Apart from those couple of corners that Celtic had, it doesn't seem to have been any decent chances for either side. We're starting to rack up the bookings as well by the looks of it. Right, a throw-in for us. Milosavljevic looks for Lakam. It's headed clear to Goncalves. Milosavljevic to Lakam on the edge of the box. And that was always just rising over the top. Right, Pedro Simões with a free kick lifts it into the box. It's headed clear, but only as far as Pascual. He goes back infield to Milosavljevic. Back to Pascual in space in the box. Buonanotte went back to track him. He's chipped it clear. And now Domina is running at our defence. And Witherspoon in space on the right. Crosses, and the keeper comes and claims it well. Quickly, we've got the game back underway. And then just giving the ball away in our own half. And thankfully that was wide. We nearly gave them a goal that we could have done without. We certainly haven't been at our best in this first half. Half-time 0-0. I mean, looking at the match, that's pretty even, but we don't seem to have been at the races so far. And the fact that our best players have been the keeper, our right back and right centre half, we need to be a lot better in that second half. Right, we sent the same team out to start the second half to give them a chance before we make any changes. Straight from the kickoff, though, they've got a highlight here. Out to Witherspoon on the right. Lakam nicks the ball in midfield. Pascual leading the break forward. It's the byline, crosses towards the back post. Cochise's header is easy in the end for Pereira. It was straight at him. But at least we've created something going forward. And then they've ruled it out. So that wasn't actually necessarily the highlight. The highlight's still going. Lecam wins it back again. Pascual again with space behind the right back. In looking for Simoesh, but he was offside. Right, throwing for them. Deep in our half here. Witherspoon. Ball passed into the box. Shots deflected. Domina with a quick reaction header, but luckily for us, it was pretty much straight at the keeper. Right, a corner. Pascual swings it in. Rackler gets his head on it, but straight at the keeper again. We try to force them to go long from the keeper, and he does kick it clear. The head is won by Rackler. Lecam helps it on, looking for Pascual. Tala nods it down to Pascual. In the box. Opening goal. And the changes we've just made have paid dividends there. We changed the three behind the front man. We moved Pascual through the front. Tala, who's coming on the right, nods it into Pascual. Takes a touch, finishes it across the keeper, and that's us 1-0 up. Lovely touch to get it out of his feet and then just hammers it across the keeper. Right, they've flicked it clear. Thibaut into Lecam. Mendes finds Lecam with the ball down the side. He goes down in the box, but Milosavljevic pulls it back to Lecam. He hits the post. And they scramble it clear. Right, into injury time. Can we hold on to this 1-0 lead? We've actually got a corner. Pascual swings it in. It's headed up in the air. Rajkovic on the edge of the box to Tala. Rajkovic. Fayette. Wide to Rackler in space. Passes to the edge of the box. Kershaw hits the post. And they've scrambled it clear. Fayette then picks it up. Time's running out here. Hopefully we can hold on. And there we are. Full time. 1-0. Again, another performance where we've not been at our best, but we've been able to grind out the result. We've had a few of those this season so far, as well as a couple of really decent performances. So all bodes well. And hopefully we can continue this start to the season on. We are at the end of November and we've got a big game coming up in the league against Rangers. And things have gone outstandingly well since the victory over Celtic. We started with a 2-0 victory away at Livingston in the quarterfinal of the League Cup. And then we weren't great against Hibs. We took an early lead. They got 2 goals in the second half and it looked like we were going to be heading for our first defeat of the league season, but Bogdan Rajkovic popped up with his first goal for the club late on to rescue a 2-2 draw. We then went away to Rennes in the Champions League and Cameron Holm came off the bench to get another late goal to give us the 1-0 victory. And then probably the most disappointing performance, probably even of the season, against Ross County. We took an early lead in the first half through Pedro Simoesh and then they equalised before half-time and we just didn't do anything in the second half. But we bounced back with a 3-0 victory over Livingston, a hat-trick for Simoesh. And then in the League Cup semi-final, Simoesh got 2 late goals to give us a 2-0 victory over Hibs. And then we were at home to Betis in the Champions League and we didn't start very well. They were 2-0 up in under half an hour. We ended up coming back to win 5-2. Simoesh with a hat-trick, including 2 of those in injury time at the end of the game. We then went away to Dundee United and came away with a 3-1 victory. Again, coming from behind, they took a very, very early lead, but we were 2-1 up at half-time and got a third in the second half. We were then at home to Aberdeen, who have really struggled this season, and we came away with a comfortable 4-1 victory. And then in the most recent game in the Champions League, we picked up a 1-0 victory over Leipzig, a goal from Fernando Pascual. As far as the Champions League's concerned, it means we're currently sat in 4th. We've got 4 wins from 5 games. The only defeat coming in the game against Real Madrid in the second game of the league phase. Pedro Simoes is right up there in terms of goals. Lacam's up there in terms of assists and in terms of the average rating. And we've surprisingly, given the overhaul of the squad, I thought the European aspirations might have to take a step back for the season, but it's the best we've played in Europe in a good couple of seasons at least. And then, as far as the league's concerned, it's very close at the top between us and Hibs. We're a point ahead because we're unbeaten and they've lost a game. Then we've got Celtic in 3rd, who are 6 points behind us but have played 3 games more. We've got Rangers, who are 11 points behind us but have played a game less. And things are going well. Rackler's been outstanding this season. Simoes has started to come into some form. 7 goals now, starting to bang them in, and hopefully that'll continue. Because obviously we've got this game against Rangers coming up, and it's a big game. The more points we can put between us and them, the better it gets, especially considering they're favourites for the title this season. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Rangers. We are missing a couple of key players. Nicolas Lacam's injured, so João Mendes has replaced him in that defensive midfield role. And Alanka is injured again, so Pascual is obviously playing off the left with Simoes up front. Right, so they're going with a 4-3-3 against our 4-2-3-1. Hopefully we can get off to a quick start and put them under pressure, because they're not having the best of season so far. Absolutely nothing has happened in the opening 10 minutes. One shot from either side and not on target. Absolutely nothing happened in this first half by the looks of things. Very, very dull first half. Not much to say about that. We do have a few issues, like Goncalves isn't going to last much of the second half. He's struggling fitness-wise, so we might need to make a change there. But we just need to create a chance, really. A decent chance. Right, free kick. Simoes to the back post. It's headed clear as far as Pascual. It's the edge of the box to far yet from distance, but couldn't keep it down. We made a couple of substitutions. Goncalves has come off and Lennon Miller's come on in that defensive midfield role, and we've changed the 2 wide players to try and see if we can create anything. I mean, touchwood, looking at the match stats, we've kept them very, very quiet. We've had 10 shots, but only 2 of them on target. The same old feeling of not testing the opposition goalkeeper enough. And now we're knackered because our goalkeeper's got injured and we don't have a goalkeeper on the bench, and we've already made 5 substitutions. Alright, this is going to be a tense final 10 minutes. Rajcevic with the goal kick. As rather the ball was anywhere but near our own goal. Fernandez Vinitsky down the left-hand side. Gives the ball away, and here's their goal coming. We've allowed him to go a long way with the ball there. Been pulled back. It's going to be a shot from the edge of the area. And I'm not sure what we could have done other than not be stupid enough not to have a goalkeeper on the bench. I think we'll probably find we'll have a goalkeeper on the bench for the rest of the season now, after this. Right, this is going to be a second. Oh no, Rajcevic makes a save, turns it behind for a corner. De Silva to take the corner. It's going to be an outswinger. He's definitely taking his time over it. And there's the second. Oh. Yeah, I mean, can't expect us to make too many saves. And here's the third. Oh no, we've got a block on it at least. Miller to bring it forwards. But now they're going to come back. And there's the third. And I think, I mean, there's nothing really we could have done. Even if we'd had a goalkeeper on the bench, we would have still made our 5 subs before then because of the players' fitness and the injuries. I mean, I think in the, 13 and a half seasons now that we've had, this might be the first time our goalkeepers actually got injured in a game. Just not good enough. We should have been ahead before then. Not the best way to end the episode, but we've started the season well. It's 1 defeat. It's not the end of the road. And we need to improve from here. There we go. What a way to end the episode. The goalkeeper's going to be out for the best part of 2 months with a broken hand, so he's going to miss the League Cup final. The only kind of slight positive is that Hibs played later in the day. They got beat, so we are actually still top of the table, despite that crazy finish to that game. Overall, though, the season has started really well, considering the upheaval in terms of the change in the squad in the summer. Top of the table. We've only lost 1 game in the league. We've won 4 out of 5 in the Champions League, and we've made it to the League Cup final. So join us in the next episode to see if we can continue this great start of the season, see if we can make it past the playoff round, into the round of 16 in the Champions League without having to play in it. And obviously to see if we can win our first League Cup final in quite a few seasons. It'll be 4 seasons since we've actually won it. Hopefully we can do that, repeat that. We're playing Rangers in the final, who we've played in the final of the League Cup so many times in this save. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.